Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Gospel Assembly. We're going to be thinking about the Feast of Corpus Christi, and we're also going to be thinking about a situation and a movement called Black Lives Matter that I know many of you will have heard of, especially over the last few weeks. Before we start our assembly, because it is the Feast of Corpus Christi, well it was yesterday, I thought we'd start with an Our Father. And I want you to really think about the words that you're saying as we recite this very special prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So I want to ask you a little question. You know, I like my questions in assembly. So hopefully you're sitting down with your brother or your sister, or maybe a grown-up. So a warm welcome to all our grown-ups as well who are joining us. Lovely to have you with us. It's a question I want you to all think about. What do we need in order to live? Maybe you can think of 5 or 6 things. What do we need in order to live? I'll give you a few minutes, or seconds rather, to have a think, and then I'll show you what answers you could come up with. Okay, a couple more seconds. What do you need in order to live? Well, have a look at my pictures and you'll see what I came up with. So the first picture is a heart. We need love, bread, food. So a picture of a house, a home, a flat, somewhere to live. Family, water, clothes. I hope that you kind of got the things along those lines. I hope no one said a PlayStation or a mobile phone, because we don't need those to live. But you would find it very difficult if to survive with no water. We can survive. You can't survive without. Human beings can't survive without water. You can survive quite long without food, but if you didn't have water, you find it very difficult to survive. And those additional things as well, you need shelter, you need somewhere to be able to go home and rest and lay your head. Now, it might not be very big, but you need that safe space. And of course, love and family are very important, and things like clothes. But they're the kind of basic things in which we need in order to live. Well, yesterday at church, it was the Feast of Corpus Christi. And that's when we celebrate the most holy body and blood of Jesus Christ. In this week's Gospel, Jesus called himself the living bread, which we receive in... When do we receive the living bread? Have a think. Yeah, that's right, we receive it in Mass. Sometimes we refer to it as Holy Communion or the Eucharist. And this isn't just for our body, this is for our souls. It helps us to grow strong in our faith. It's a consolation, it's a help to us. And so we should try and receive communion as often as we can. Now, I know that's difficult at the moment because obviously we're on lockdown, but whenever we do have the opportunity and we are old enough to, we should. So I started to think about as well what else we need in order to live. And one thing we need is empathy. And empathy, or if you are empathetic, you are able to understand and share the feelings of others. And empathy is important because it helps us to understand how other people feel, so we can respond and act appropriately. We can act in the right way to certain situations. And so I know you'll recognise this very famous man, this is Barack Obama. And one of his, he's got a lot of quotes, but one of his quotes one of the things that he said is that learning to stand in somebody else's shoes, to see through their eyes, that's how peace begins. And it's up to you to make that happen. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world. So what President Obama is saying is that if we can see the world or see how other people are living or maybe suffering, then we can start to rethink about what we can do to help them. And he's saying that we need to be empathetic to each other. We need to understand where each other is coming from, because without that, it's really hard to live a peaceful life. And we know that Jesus came, he came to bring peace on earth. So as followers of Jesus, as Catholic Christians, that's really important. So over the past few weeks, I know you would have heard the term Black Lives Matter. And you've probably seen it on the news or on social media, or you may have even heard your friends or your family talking about it. And they're an international activist group. So they're a group of people that have come together. They're all over the world, and they are working to end violence and racism towards Black people. And they're raising awareness on what we can do to help our society anti-racist. So people are supporting the movement through taking part in peaceful protests. Maybe they're donating some money, they're signing petitions, so they're getting politicians and members of parliament to really look at what's happening and do something about it. They're reading a lot about what they can do about anti-racism, and they're raising awareness on social media. But one thing that we need to be clear of is that when we say Black Lives Matter, we know that it's not only Black lives that matter. We know that all lives matter, and as Catholic Christians, we know that because Jesus came for all of us, and he is, very keen for us to treat each other fairly, to treat each other kindly, and that commandment, the new commandment, love one another as I have loved you, is a good example of that. But at the moment, Black Lives Matter, the organisation, and lots of Black people feel that they just need a bit more help, because things that have been happening to Black people have been really negative, and they've been happening for quite a long time. Now, that's not to say that happens to all Black people everywhere, but some Black people, lots of Black people, will have experienced racism at one point or many times throughout their lives. And I think what the organisation is trying to tell us is that that needs to stop. And that's a message as Catholic Christians that we should be familiar with. We should be familiar with messages of peace and understanding and equality. And there have been lots of protests, but you can see lots of famous people have had a reaction to George Floyd's death. And they've come out with in support of anti-racist messages, to encourage people to do the same thing, because this whole thing started with the way in which George Floyd died. Another quote from President Obama there: you matter, your lives matter, your dreams matter. And because of the racism that Black people have experienced, some people feel like their lives don't matter. They're not as important because they're not treated they're not treated fairly. So they're just really important things for us to think about. We mustn't be worried, but they're things to think about. Our Pope Francis yesterday has come out and said that at the moment it feels like, it's all doom and gloom, but we must trust in Jesus. We must trust in the Lord and lift our hearts to, have hope for a better world. And then also, there's a little video here. People are coming together in solidarity. So this is a Black Lives Matter event that took place in Stoke Newington Green on Saturday. And you can see people, all races, all colours, coming together. Just chanting that slogan, that Black lives in fact do matter. So what can I do? So there's a quote here from Angela Davis, a very famous anti-racist campaigner. And it's important that we all contribute to the world we live and learn to be anti-racist. We have to think and act like Jesus. We have to ask ourselves, what would Jesus do? If he was with us now, what would he do? What would he expect from us? And there are a number of ways that you can help. You can educate yourself and others on anti-racism, and you can support Black people. Researching the positive influence Black people have had on history is a great way to begin. Now, we know that we have a lot of children in our school that come from all over the world, but we have a lot of Black children in our school. Over 75% of our families are from Black or ethnic origin. And so the first thing I thought was, let's be positive, let's be proud of ourselves. We've got strong traditions. In this picture here, I don't know if you recognise these pictures, but this is from our International Day. So that was back in October, which feels like a long time ago. But there's so much to be proud of. We've got so much to be positive about. And this was I think, a spectacular day. And one thing that I always think about was all of the delicious food we had from all of our families that we were able to share with one another. So there's a lot going on at the moment, and I know that it can be overwhelming. I know that it can be difficult to understand, and it can make you feel afraid. And I don't want us to be afraid. I want us to think about the things that we can do to take care of ourselves. So try not to watch too much TV and be on social media. Give yourself a break from it, and particularly when there are things flying backwards and forwards and it's around us a lot, just give yourself a little break. Accept your feelings and your reactions. It does make people feel sad. It does make people feel unsafe. But it's really important that you do two things to deal with that. The first one is think about the positive things that you can do, and I'm going to talk about those in a second. But also talk to your family, or if you are able to come into school, talk to your teachers, because sometimes children, when they have problems or their things are unsure of, they definitely need the support of a grown-up to help them. And also, like I said in the last slide, read and listen and celebrate those who've made a positive impact. Think about the positive things, the positive contribution that Black people have made to society. So I know that there are some daily challenges that have been shared with you, and these are a good way of channeling our frustrations and looking at things in a more positive light. And we also have really exciting Black Lives Matter t-shirt competition, and we want you to come up with a slogan or design your own t-shirt for the Black Lives Matter movement. The winning entries will be decided at the end of the week when the competition closes, and the winner's design will be made into a real t-shirt, so that's really exciting. Just before we go, I just want us to take a minute and think about the fact that as Catholic Christians, we are part of God's family. We are enshrined in His love, and it's important for us as Christians to make sure that we support one another where we can, and where we see examples of anti-racism or things that aren't right, that we stand up for them. Now, as children, that might feel very difficult, but you always remember that you can talk to your grown-ups or your teachers if you are worried or concerned about anything that may have happened to you. I'm going to finish up now by reading into prayer, so just bow your heads. Close your eyes and join your hands together. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for creating us all in your own image. May we strive to love one another despite our differences. May we continue to show respect and love for one another for all time. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So I hope you enjoyed that assembly, and I will be putting it up online shortly. In the meantime, please get involved in the competition, and I look forward to meeting with you later on in the week. Take care, everyone. Bye.